You feel your whole body go rigid as you are stunned and fall backwards. Sunny,
Yes.
you see this thing lean down and its
Yes.
tentacles start wrapping around Gospel's head.
No facial expression changes, but she inclines her head and says, "May the void subsume you."
Out in front of you in space, there is a pod of absolutely massive whales. You all see a distortion appear in space, and something emerges out of it. It looks like a giant nautilus in space. In front of it, it has 4 long tentacles and a hard shell on the vessel that just erupts out into space. New plan, closer to the whales. And the ship immediately starts like cutting a huge bank as he immediately starts heading towards the whale pod. And the nautiloid turns and starts coming right afterwards. And I need all of you to roll initiative. I think I understand the problem. You all still think there's hope. And with a natural 20, the tentacles lash out and grab the deciduon on the side like a dog with a bone in its mouth and starts plummeting down towards the whales. I'll dash this ship on the back of one of those behemoths, and then you all will understand the true scope of your situation. Hello, and welcome back to Legends of the Multiverse. Thank you for joining us again. It's been a week for you. It felt like it was a week for us because we don't know what is about to happen to the Deciduon, as it is currently enmeshed in the horrifying tentacles of a Mindflayer nautiloid descending downward towards a pod of Kendori, peaceful space whales that is about to have the ship dashed upon their backs unless you brave heroes can do something to stop it. So, NBD, no pressure. You all hear cracks from the hull of the Deciduon as the tentacles are gripping into it, and you see planks of wood starting to shatter as the tentacles wrapped around, having rolled a natural 20 in their attack. The rest of the catapults go off again, but actually, all of you give me perception checks.
Ooh. Can I give Sunny a 19?
19.
That's going to be a 7 for Riddle. So, everything's fine.
26! 26. Boxy, you especially
27!
being... 27!
Yes!
Gospel and Boxy, although you are both on the 2 different vessels, you all reached the same conclusion at the exact same time. At first, it looks like the nautiloid misses wildly, but it doesn't. Those catapults shoot high overhead, and you can see they're aimed at the Kendori calves, the little ones.
No!
The rocks slam into the side of them, and you see the older ones turn around, and you see their eyes start glowing as they are also now coming up in the direction that the ship is headed, like you're going for a head-on collision with them now.
I'm gonna punch this guy in the face.
So Boxy has an affinity towards living creatures, animals, and sweet things like that. So once she sees these Kendori babies getting just pelted, she goes into a massive rage. Like, kill my friends. I don't care. Kill my friends. But you don't kill those sweet babies. And she's just angry.
Boxy, you hear this voice in your head again. Oh, is that upsetting? That's fine. Soon you won't be upset about anything else ever again.
I don't know who you are, stupid voice person, but I'm gonna dance in your rib cage.
Allow me to show you exactly who I am. In the gif with the muskets, all three of them start shooting. They shoot at Boxy, at Sunny, and at Torvin off the side of the ship there.
Question.
Yes.
I am right up close to them. Would they have disadvantage on their ranged attack on me?
They don't, actually.
They don't? Ah, okay.
They don't. What is Sunny's AC?
It is 16.
They are going to hit twice.
Okay.
Unless you're going to do anything to try and mitigate that.
Well, it is they're ranged attacks.
Yep.
Okay. So I will attempt to deflect missiles.
So, but to say, in the strictest technical sense, they're missiles and can get deflected. It is going to be 8 points of damage. It'll be two shots, 16 total, 8 and 8.
17. I reduce the damage to 0. Oh, but I can do it to one of them.
You can do it to one of them.
So I'm going to take one of those damages.
Mm-hmm.
Which
and you're going
one
to
do you want to give me?
They're both 8. So
They're both 8? Okay.
And you can roll to deflect it back. Boxy, what is your AC?
17.
I'm going to give you partial cover because you did make a point that you hid. So one of the muskets flies wide, but unfortunately the other one is a natural 20.
Ah.
But, Boxy, you have the lucky feat, do you not?
I do.
You can use one of your points of luck to force a reroll to make him roll again. And it is the cruelest use of the lucky feat to take a natural 20 away, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out that you could. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah. So this is the first time you guys have seen Boxy absolutely pissed. She's just furious and enraged. Yeah, we're going to use that lucky feat right now.
And it went from a 20 to a 5. So...
You're damn right it did.
You see, even in this gift's blank eyes, it's like there's a moment of doubt. Is it like, is off to the side? And yes, Sunny.
At the same time, I not only catch its bullet and I throw it right back, and we're like close, right? Like we're within 5 feet. So it's just like, that's a 21 to hit it.
More than enough.
And it'll take 10 of its own damage.
Yeah.
Right back at it.
You can throw a bullet harder than a musket shoots it. I'm here for that.
Yes.
Perfect. Torvin.
I'm blurry.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
I'm sure if Kaiho could see this beyond his existential dread, he would be incredibly proud of you right now.
I'd be so proud.
Torvin, you realize you thought it was turning to shoot at you, but it throws something instead. A small projectile comes hurtling that you realize at the last second is a force grenade. Riddle and Torvin both give me dexterity saves.
That's going to be 7.
God, what? We're rolling the exact number every time.
What's going on?
I got a 7 as well.
You both take 17 force damage.
Would it be possible for me to use Uncanny Dodge as my reaction?
Yes.
To have that damage?
Mm-hmm. So it'll take it down to 8 for you. I'm going to say you duck behind Torvin.
Sorry, Torvin.
In the face.
They're still circling in space, right? At the end of a rope. Okay.
This is like...
Oh no!
Yep.
Like a pinwheel.
Well, actually, I guess you're the ship is held in place by the tentacles now, so you're just kind of like whipping from a rope out there. Yeah, exactly. There is no up
I
and down
count
out
as
here.
half cover.
Yeah.
Thank you, Torvin. How are we gonna get back?
Boxy, give me a perception check.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have like some kind of lever that you can just like wrap up the rope really quick? Like just.
5.
Yeah, this all seems legit, Boxy. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. Lots happening. Explosions, shooting, barrel rolling. Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching it all. Riddle, I'm glad you're okay. Torvin, you look so cool.
However, it is actually your turn now, Boxy.
Okay. Hold on. Boxy would like to guiding bolt. I would like to cast guiding bolt.
Okay.
And that's 17.
That is more than enough.
Okay. So she and the damage was 13. She casts guiding light and she says, you made my whale babies cry, so prepare yourself, you're gonna die.
Your spiritual weapon is still up, so you can roll to attack again with that as well.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
More than enough. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So Boxy brings out her teddy bear and goes, psst, 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 come here, boy, come here. And Tiny, he slashes at him with 9 damage. And well, no, not even slashes. No, he chomps his whole entire mouth on his head because he's
just
pissed.
9 points worth of chomp. Again, the gift does not react at all. You see blood coming down its head. It's being injured, but it just blank-faced completely while Tiny is chewing on the side of its dome. Excellent. Anything else from Boxy?
Boxy stands there angrily pointing at the next one.
Sunny, one is down, one is damaged. The other 2 are unharmed, and you know there's 2 further up with muskets also.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to abandon all of that. I would like to, first of all, knowing what I know about the ship on that crit of the ship, do I think I can get to the helm with my movement of 40 feet?
It is not within 40 feet to reach, but you could be heading towards it.
I could be heading towards it. Well, I could, if I dash to it in 80 feet, could I get there?
I would say if you dash, you could get up to the bridge deck, and on your next round, you could potentially reach the Spelljammer.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. In which case, the damaged one, I just want to give it, I'll use my, my whip scarf on this one. So as I'm spinning in space, and I look to Boxy and I'm going to say, you got this. Be right back. And as I spin myself to kind of start to move in that direction, my scarf is just going to whip around the neck of the one that's damaged and pull a little bit.
Perfect.
If it lands, let's see. Oh, 13. What is it? Wait, 13?
That is actually enough. They're not very armored. He's got a big old thick neck. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he'll take 7 damage off of that. And then I'm going to spend a key point to dash as a bonus action. I am a giant bear, right? So like as I go, it's just, and you even hear like the voice starts to get that gruff, like, quality to it as I just climb the side of the ship, pulling myself up onto the observation deck.
Riddle, you are dangling in space, no longer rotating in space. A force grenade has just gone off point blank that Torvin absorbed some of it for you. What would you like to do?
One quick question. I'm so sorry. No action. Can the one that I hit please make a con saving throw?
He rolled a big old 3, so I'm going to go ahead and say he doesn't make it.
He's stunned.
The musket just clatters to the ground. Mm-hmm.
There we go. Thank you. That's all. So yes, as I squeeze it around his neck, it tightens and tightens until without enough air, he drops to the ground. Or I guess he doesn't drop to the ground, but he stops.
He is just stunned. Sonny, as you're parkouring your way up the outside of the ship, you hear that voice in your head.
Yes.
Oh, you're coming to me alone. This should be delicious.
Of a choice. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Riddle. Apologies.
Yep. Riddle, your turn.
So I'm
still holding onto this rope with Torvin.
Mm-hmm. You're about 30 feet away from the Mindflayer ship.
Hey, Torvin, can you hold me still for a second? I'm gonna try
Actually, I'm gonna say you're 15 feet away. If the tentacles are kind of wrapped around, it's gonna have to like pull it in some. So you're 15 feet away from the Mindflayer ship.
Okay. Torvin, can you hold me still just for a second so I can get a shot on this gift?
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I just kind of like reach out and like kind of bring her up like on a backpack.
You're a firing platform now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to aim Riddle as Riddle is trying to aim whatever she's aiming.
That's what it's literally like with Gina and I, by the way. Like literally, I am just the weapons platform.
Yeah.
Right. Hmm. Go ahead and roll it.
So I rolled a 15 to hit.
That is enough.
Yeah.
So there is one that is stunned. If you go with that one, you actually will have advantage. And there's two that are unharmed. And then there's two that are farther up in the windows.
I will go for the one that is stunned.
Okay, then you can roll again because you can crit fish on it. Because you will hit it either way.
19, so close.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nope, that is a hit.
Did you get any sneak attacks on that?
Not yet. So the damage that I did is 12 with my crossbow.
Then add your sneak attack damage to it.
Dwarven, this is working. Okay, so that'll be 15 points of damage.
Perfect. Tell me what it looks like when you kill this hippo person.
Ooh. So this arrow goes right through the temple or the middle of its forehead and out through the back.
You see, right when the arrow goes through, for a split second, that blank stare disappears, and there's a look of absolute panic, and it drops to the ground.
Torvin, from where I'm floating, I think we got that one.
You're doing great. Did you use your whales from the grave?
That was going to be my next question. For one of the gifts allies there. Can I use whales from the grave on them?
What does Whales from the Grave do?
It hits one of their allies if you get a sneak attack.
Then yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's going to be 10 points of damage to the nearest ally.
Perfect. What does your Whales from the Grave look like when it harms this thing?
So, you know that arrow that just came out of the back of that Give's head?
Mm-hmm.
That same one goes in through the front of the next Give's head.
Just like curves around? Just yeah. Do you whistle when it happens?
Yep.
Right. Anything else from Riddle?
That's it.
All right. Gospel.
Okay.
You
First of all,
hear in your head, you're a priestess of the void, right?
Yes.
You know, it isn't necessary for you to die here along with the rest of them. Perhaps we could reach some kind of accord.
Bring me to your ship.
Are you saying you'll come willingly?
Yes.
Done. You all see that same void appears that were wrapped around Boxy, around Gospel, and she vanishes. A second later, Gospel, you are in a room where you can see those two giths that had the muskets. You're behind them, and sitting in the chair, you see a familiar but no less terrible sight. There is an Illithid, a Mindflayer. It has bluish, purplish skin that is glistening with mucus, long tentacles dangling downward, and very fine silk robes on it. It's sitting in a chair that looks like it is carved out of the skulls of various sentients that have been stacked up and woven together. And its eyes are looking at nothing in particular. But you hear, "Welcome. That bugbear will be here momentarily. I am afraid I'm going to have to destroy it, which would be a tremendous loss."
Okay, for a moment, her like very placid expression sort of like drops, and she looks like real grossed out and like scared. But then she just like puts that mask back up And she takes a sort of calm step forward towards it. Is she really close to it?
You're about 20 feet away from it. It's close enough to see its skin has a consistency like chicken fat.
Ugh.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. And its head tilts slightly and it says, "You weren't thinking that you were going to attack me, were you?"
In her head, she just is like, nothingness is peace, nothingness is peace, nothingness is peace. Practicing the void. And then she's gonna run up to it and try and cast Inflict Wounds.
Go ahead, make your attack.
Okay. Oh God, this is gonna be very terrible.
I'm coming.
She can die. Okay. Oh, that's 19 on the die. So that's 20.
That is enough.
Okay. Oh God. All right, wait, let me find enough D10s. Okay.
What level are you casting this Inflict Wounds at?
Oh, good point. What did I press?
Mm-hmm.
I
There's no wrong answer. I'm just asking. I
think I would want to do third because it's a really risky move. So
you can. You've already hit with it, so you can roll your level 3
all
damage.
or nothing.
Okay. His ass.
Go. Okay, wait. When there's a second or higher, the damage increases by 1d10. So this should technically be 5d10. Okay.
5d10.
We got this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, that's 39
What? It is not dead, but it is grievously injured. What do the wounds look like when you reach out and touch it?
So as I put my hands onto its gross chicken fat skin, like kind of these little like black tears sort of open up underneath where my hands are, and there's just this infinite darkness underneath it that kind of spreads out from my hands, and those are the wounds.
These tiny voids, minuscule pinprick black holes, open up all over it, and you watch the flesh just wither away, and you hear this horrifying noise. How dare you? And those of you on the deck of the ship, you see the tentacles unravel as it's been distracted, and you see the Deciduan breaks off away from it and starts flying away on its own again. Anything else from Gospel?
I just want to say, with my hands on it after I do this damage, just in my head so it can hear it, I'm just going to say, only the void gets access to my mind.
Perfect. Torvin, you and Riddle are still connected to the Deciduan. But since it's your turn, I will give you a moment if you want to cut the rope and try and get to the Nautiloid, or reel yourself back to the Deciduan now that the ship is clearly free and about to break off.
Riddle, I'm about to do something very not so good. So you can go. Okay, well, there it is.
Yeah, you see that Sunny is clearly climbing up the outside of the vessel. I would say you've been at this long enough to know she's going for the bridge. You did not see Gospel disappear because she would have been up on the Deciduan, but you are aware of the fact that Boxley is alone with the Gith on the deck of the ship now.
I try to steer us and cut us loose.
Give me athletics.
Can I use acrobatics?
Yeah. I'll take acrobatics. You gotta do it with Zaz. You gotta be flashy.
Yeah.
Always be flashy.
Oh, yeah. Like, I whip it.
Yeah.
And then, like, pull in really hard. And then we just kind of, like, tumble over each other. Riddle and I just going like just a wheel.
18 is more than enough. You've only got to go 15 feet. So, yep, you don't do it quite as gracefully as Sunny did it, but there's a 3-point, there's a superhero knee involved when you land there next to Boxley.
It's pretty hard to be as graceful as Sunny, so I'm okay with that.
I like to think that Riddle also does the superhero landing, but on top of my back.
Double superhero landing.
Can I do anything else?
Yeah, that's just your movement.
So how many of these gifts are there?
There are 2 physically on the deck. Give me a perception check. Torvin and Riddle, both you can give me perception checks. There's 2 on the deck. There's the 2 higher up that have muskets out. Torvin, I'm going to say, a ship this size normally has a complement of about 20. There's got to be at least 1 Mindflayer piloting it. And you've spotted 6 GIF. So, but perception from both of you.
Oh yeah, I got nothing.
I got a 13.
Torvin, your eyes on the prize. Riddle, you realize on the downed Gith, the first Gith that died and the 2 that are standing, each of them have one of those force grenades on their belt. One of them threw his. The rest of them all have one just dangling from their belts.
GIF, correct? Not GIF?
GIF.
Yeah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. That was the thing that Boxy super didn't notice with her 5. A chance to steal explosives. But Torvin, it is your turn. This is Riddle. You noticed that, but Torvin, it is your turn.
There's so much stuff to steal here. Boxy.
Okay, I got
Get them.
Yeah, okay.
I am going to Commander Strike. I'm like, Riddle, hit him. And I'm going to burn my bonus action and one of my attacks. And I'm going to allow Riddle to use their reaction to attack.
Does 16 hit?
Perfect. 16's more than enough.
All right. And the damage for that is going to be a 7.
Perfect.
And I want to make sure I'm close enough so there's a sneak attack is available.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. You do.
So the sneak attack damage is going to be a 15.
In my face, you just fastball special Riddle at this thing. Just at the face, you're like, go for the eyes, Riddle. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we superhero landing, and I'm like, Riddle?
Stooge them, yeah.
Yeah.
Just launch her like a catapult at it.
As Riddle's like flying through the air, she just like straightens her body and sticks out her 2 metal fingers, aiming straight for the eyes.
How much was that total damage?
22.
Perfect. Yeah, it's very beat up, but still standing. These things are incredibly durable. Mm-hmm.
Why don't you blink?
I'm going to take my last attack. I'm going to try. Oh my God. 15.
That actually is enough. They're chunky. They're not well armored.
8 points of damage.
Perfect. Shooting at him?
Yeah.
Same thing. It is almost off-putting, the fact that, again, they just don't react. Like, I mean, bullets are penetrating them. They're being stabbed and bitten and everything, and they just stand there, blank-faced.
I'm going to have to ask you not to, fall off the ship, because I need to recover all my bullets.
All of you, everybody, give me perception checks.
Stop making me do this roll.
Natural 20 from Sunny. 20 from Riddle.
I was about to say, you're bound to succeed eventually. That's what I was. Yeah.
I got a 2. I got shiny
this all seems legit.
I have 11.
Gospel?
13.
13. Riddle?
Dirty 20.
Riddle, you don't breathe, but you're aware of the environment that you find yourself in. And something just kind of seems wrong about the air here. Like, it just smells gross and foul. Sunny, you are aware that there are mind-altering toxins in the air. The air is humid and just gross and kind of clingy. Your wonderfully immaculate fur starts to kind of get matted and damp.
So
but
angry about that.
even beyond that, you're aware, like, literally there's something in the air.
Right. Okay.
Hmm?
Darn it.
However, it's their turn. A few things are going to happen. First, let's start out here on the deck, where Riddle, Torvin, Boxy are all going to take shots here. And one of the musket wielders in the window is going to whip around and shoot at Gospel. So there's incoming fire at everybody. Boxy, what is your armor class?
17.
Both musket balls are center mass, but one of them just bounces off of your breastplate that you keep under the vest. Unfortunately, it does poke a hole in your pretty pink apron here, but you can stitch it up. It's fine.
I just got this.
The second one, unfortunately, does hit for 8 points of damage. Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
What is your AC currently?
Currently, it is 18.
Two misses as you are scrambling up the side of the ship. Just the shots go wide there, as actually the one in the window is trying to shoot at you on the way up, but it does miss.
Misses.
Riddle, there is definitely only going to be, there's going to be one shot coming at you for 8 points of damage, Riddle. You rolled really well. In Torvin, what is your AC?
17.
2 shots for Torvin, 8 and 8, so 16 points of damage. Torvin's looking a little beat up now, I believe. Yes.
Reaction uncanny dodge.
Yes, you can.
Probably.
Right, perfect.
Thank you.
Boxy was crying to Torvin, but she takes a look at him and she's like, oh, never mind.
Gospel.
I just smile and it's just like blood around my teeth. It's fine.
Gospel. The one with the musket turns and misses wild. And you see the Mindflayer looks at it, just says, and clenches its fist, and it just like stiffens completely and shoots again, this time with a natural 20. For 16 points of damage, Gospel. And you see the Mindflayer.
It's only fair.
Stands up, and you see there's wires connected to the Spelljammer helm that it was sitting in, but they look almost like blood vessels, like there's fluid going to it. And it stands up right in front of you and says, fine. I guess I was feeling a little hungry. And you see a blinding flash of light comes out from its head. Give me an intelligence save, Gospel.
An intelligence save? This is going to be real bad.
I believe in you.
Oh, no.
You're due. You're due.
High dice.
I got a 13 on the die, which makes it a 12.
You take 22 points of psychic damage.
That puts me exactly at 0 hit points.
And you feel your whole body go rigid as you are stunned and fall backwards. Sunny, you see this thing lean down and its tentacles start wrapping around Gospel's head. However, we're back at the top. Boxy, it is your turn.
How far is Gospel from me?
You cannot see her. She's inside the ship. As far as you know, Gospel's on board the Deciduan. The only one that knows Gospel is actually Sunny. Give me perception. Oh, I just said you see the Mindflayer do it. So Sunny is aware the Gospel is aboard this vessel. The rest of you are not.
So Boxy looks at the gift. She also looks over at Torvin and she's like, "Hey, are you doing okay?"
Totally fine.
Here.
Doing great.
Hey, hold this. It'll make you feel better. And then she just throws tiny at Torvin. That usually makes people feel better.
I just push it into like one of the wounds.
Just use the stuffed animal to stop the bleeding there. You know? Yeah.
I try to tourniquet it around one of my legs or something.
Boxy would like to we're gonna hold it dead.
And I rolled a 6. So yes, you can it is 2d12 damage from your Toll the Dead.
It looks like I rolled a 6.
Perfect. You hear a loud and And you see for a second as it kind of oscillates, you see it blinks and there's a second of awareness and then that blank glance comes back over it again.
But
now
Foxy feels a little, she saw that look on his eyes. Well, it wasn't always blank.
But you still get to attack with your spiritual weapon if you like.
Yes, I do. I send Tiny out. 11, 18.
More than enough.
Okay.
Now give me the damage.
Okay. Tiny. He hurt our whale buddies. Make him hurt in his butt-y for 7 damage.
It's like Tiny's got a little beret on. It's like beat poetry out there, you know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything else from Boxy?
Boxy. Torvin's standing and Riddle's over there. I guess Boxy just kind of just leans over towards Torvin and puts more pressure on his wound.
You're getting lots of extra blood samples out here. Perfect.
Yeah, she pulls out her little syringe like, just don't look. It's okay. Shh.
Sunny, as you scale up over onto the bridge level of this ship, again, one of the GIF still has his gun out and was missing you massively as you were coming up. The other one turned his back, and now you see, this is the first, well, I guess, you saw Hakatha Slim, correct?
Yes.
So this is now the second Mindflayer you've seen, but where he looked like this old West cowboy with a hat and this swagger, this thing seems intensely alien.
Okay.
And you understand why Kaiho talks about them the way he does. And you very much see it leaning down and its tentacles wrapping around Gospel's head and starting to lift her off the floor.
Cool. So I can see it.
Yes.
As soon as I get like my feet on that solid ground of the bridge, from underneath my cloak, sort of buried in my hair, you barely can see it, I pull out a longbow and I'm going to take 2 longbow shots at it.
You see, as you go to knock the arrows, the Mindflayer's eye rotates and looks at you and says, "Oh, I'll be with you shortly." Mm-hmm. Inside your head.
Got it.
Yep, go ahead.
Just for flavor, no saves or anything.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, no. Totally unfazed. I'll be with you shortly. And be like, yeah, that's what the principal said. He did not see me shortly. All right, here we go. 2 longbow. Okay, one's low, one's a 9.
That is not enough.
Okay, the other one is a 16.
Let me double check. I have a number of things open here. I apologize. A 16 is enough.
Yes. Okay. So, and that second one is going to get an extra D4 because it's my special Kensei weapon. So, bad rolling for this. 6 plus another one. Only 7.
Okay.
7 damage.
Perfect.
On that. At which point, though, if you will allow it, oh, so generous and wonderful Dungeon Master.
I like where this is headed.
I would like to use
I'm easily manipulated.
Yes, I would like to use my 40 feet to basically charge, if you'd let me. I'd like to try to like run and just throw my body, not with any sort of skill, just throw the weight of my body onto this thing so that it flies off of Gospel.
Give me athletics.
Okay. That is good. Dirty 20.
You do sort of shoulder check it a little bit, but again, its tentacles are wrapped around her head and she just comes with it as it sort of like stumbles slightly here, like lifting her completely off the ground.
Okay.
And looks at you and you hear this noise. You realize it's laughter, Sonny.
It's not funny.
You tower over this thing. Mindflayers are very physically frail. Which again, Kaiho made a point of telling you, do not underestimate them because they look so weak and docile. It's like they aren't. Yeah. But perfect. Riddle, it is your turn. Again, outside there are 2 Gith still standing. One still shooting out the window. You are aware of the fact that Sunny has gone up and over because you would have seen her shimmying up this thing.
Okay. Because Riddle has 6 hit points left, I'm going to use my bonus action to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And can I make a stealth check to turn into a trash can again?
It's just a cardboard box, but there's like an exclam over the gift. I was like, oh, nothing to see here. Yes, you absolutely can.
Just a trash can rolling around, minding its own business. And then for my action, could I sleight of hand some of those grenades off of those kids?
Yeah, give me sleight of hand.
All right. Are you kidding me? Does a 13 get it?
No, a 13 is not enough. Yeah.
I'm just a trash can. Standing behind the gift.
I just need you to know I rolled something for Gospel's turn, and something very interesting is about to happen.
Oh, okay. No.
Anything else from Riddle?
That's it.
Perfect. Gospel.
Yes.
I need you to know. Actually, I don't need you to know yet, but unfortunately for you, you're unconscious, but not in death saves yet. So you are roughly aware of what's happening around you. You can feel the scrape of the beak on your forehead as the tentacles are pulling you in closer. You're aware that Sunny is trying to help you, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's like you're watching all of this happen from outside your own body.
Sort of like how I feel realizing that I had a really cool reaction that I just didn't use. Oh, no. I can relate. I'm method acting.
You know, brava. Brava. Torvin, it is your turn. Riddle is a trash can. Boxy is applying pressure to one of your wounds. 2 of these things are still up.
I don't want to, like, am I aware of what's going on? Like, the gift, they're riddled with bullets. Like, and they're not going down.
I mean, you've known plenty of gift. This is just what they do. I mean, they're like 500-pound punching bags. This is what gift do. Gift.
So I feel like I'm not doing well. That maybe I should move to another location. I know it's like a big wonder.
I mean, are you wondering, can you kill this thing before it kills you? Is that what you're asking me?
I'm wondering if, like, I have the presence of mind to be like, I should probably go, like, down below decks and try to find whoever is doing this, because these guys don't care. Because every time I shoot them, they have no pain.
I say you know a couple things. Well, give me perception. Perception or insight, whichever's higher.
Oh, it's all bad. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, 16 though.
You're an elf of action. You'd be aware of a couple of things. This is not the first time you've faced a Mindflayer. You know, they're not reacting because their minds aren't their own. I mean, they are being defeated. 2 of them are already down. It's not that they can't be stopped. It's just GIF are durable. After this is tough because Kaiho is a GIF.
Yeah.
They are GIF. Not at all the same thing. Yeah.
I want to run after where Sunny went because, first off, I find this very upsetting because every time I shoot one of these, it doesn't even apparently matter, and then they don't even wince, and it's starting to hurt. It's starting to kind of hurt my self-esteem. So I just want to go to the source. And Sunny so far seems really good with bullets and everything else. So I watched her run up a ship with a tentacle.
Give me athletics or acrobatics. She had monkistry on her side.
28.
Natural 20?
Natural 20.
It's everybody's watching, Torvin. Everybody's watching. First of all, Sunny did it. Sunny made it look easy. Riddle's out here right now. Boxy's watching. Like, everybody, this was the moment. This was the moment. And I'm going to, you do manage to parkour your way as well up.
Oh, I do like a spinning flip and I shoot my gun to, like, make me spin a little faster.
Is he still holding my bunny to his wound?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's tied like a trinket. The bunny's just on my leg.
That is expressly why this worked, Box.
Filled with blood. Blood bunny.
I'm loving the cartoon physics of how this is all working. When you get up there, you see Sunny right next to this Mindflayer, and you didn't know that Gospel was here, but clearly she is dangling from the mouth of the Mindflayer. Its tentacles are already around her head.
That's not a very good hat. I wouldn't recommend it. Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna and I just
He's like, you were listening.
Go ahead and attack. Yep.
The student is now the master.
It was a very persuasive talk. I mean,
Great lecture. TED Talk. Absolutely.
Yeah. 27 to hit.
Just 18 minutes of just gold. Yeah. 27 is more than enough.
That is 14 points of damage.
Perfect. When you shoot it, you see a big hole open up, and when it gets shot, all the Giths scream. They all scream at once. Ah!
Well, now that makes me feel. See, you were all ignoring me beforehand, and now I feel kind of like I feel very gassed up by all of this. Well, you should have been screaming when I was shooting you before. I got 15 on the second one.
That is not enough. You go, and right when you're about to point, you see it moves Gospel's head in front of its head, Torvin, and you pull wide. Boom. The bullet goes off to the side. And you all hear in your head, sentiment. That is your weakness.
No. I'm going to second wind and regain 1d10 plus 5.
Perfect. That makes it the Mindflayer's turn.
No.
I need you to know, I absolutely rolled to see whether or not it was going to extract Gospel's brain. If it succeeded, this would be 55 points of damage as it crunches into her skull.
Gospel, no.
It has advantage. I rolled a 5 and a 3.
The void is with me.
The void is with you.
Sign me
Gospel.
up.
All hail the void.
You can't eat an empty brain.
Yeah.
Gospel, you feel its beak draw down your forehead here. Sunny, you're close enough, you hear the scratching. You know what it's trying to do. And blood starts coming down from her forehead. But you do not hear that sickening, resounding crack that you were terrified was coming right afterwards. Gospel. Give me a wisdom check, not a save. This isn't anything deleterious. Just a check.
Nice, deleterious.
I know. Just usage.
That's our next ship.
Now I'm just showing off. That is the next
keywords
ship.
here.
A 13.
Gospel. When you reach out to the void, is there anything in particular there? Is there any personification, or is it just absence?
It is the purest of absence. A purer nothingness than any experience you could have in another space.
You feel the sharp beak of this thing scratching against your flesh in vain. And you're aware, as you are looking into its mouth, that in many ways that is the void calling to you. And yet, your work here is not quite done. And you feel something coming up in you. And you feel your channel divinity beginning to bubble up. Tell me what it does.
Okay, so again, there's that weird sort of darkening of the room, and there's this sort of intense, like beyond darkness that sort of wells up around her, and then in a moment, it suddenly changes to just like sheer blinding bright white light, and it takes.
Roll it for me.
Dice. It takes 15 radiant damage.
Tell me what it looks like as Gospel ends this thing's horrific existence.
Yeah, it's just as this bright light sort of fills the chamber, so no one in it can see anything for a moment, and then when it fades and you have these kind of like spots in front of your eyes, like after seeing really bright stuff, it's just that sort of like almost disintegration that it was experiencing before from inflict wounds is just sort of spreading over its body as it just like loses its coherence.
As it starts to fall apart, its tentacles unwrap from your body, and it still falls to the ground, but this time you see her eyes are completely open with just this gash down her forehead, Sunny, as this thing is consumed by the light and the darkness all at once. That's not the Mindflayers are. You can't. And it collapses to the floor dead.
Am I unconscious?
You are unconscious.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You are unconscious. You see, the entire ship immediately just goes, and that Gith that was pointing the rifle at you just blinks for a second, and he just goes, whew. Right then. Thank you so very much for our liberation there. It's good on you, by Jove. Very good. Those Kindori outside. I think perhaps we should make our way off with this vessel forthwith, don't you think?
Are we still in initiative or is it over?
Well, there is one small thing. Is you look outside, you do see the Deciduon has turned around and is coming back towards you all and is rotating upside down to be deck to deck with ropes dangling off of it, because directly behind the ship, the Kindori are charging and about to smash this Nautiloid to pieces.
Hey! Oh no!
Yes.
Sweet.
So, all of you give me either athletics or acrobatics with advantage to get a rope and get off this ship before it is destroyed.
And I shall grab the lifeless or unconscious body of Gospel.
Mm-hmm.
10 for acrobatics, sorry.
Big and strong enough to do it. Uh-oh.
Might I recommend you use another one of your lucky points to try that again?
Hold on.
This is literally what lucky's for. Gospel, although you're unconscious, what does Gospel's face look like as Sunny? It's bloody and cut open. But what's her demeanor as Sunny is scooping her up off the deck?
I was aware of the channel divinity.
You're aware.
Then I think I've got really wide staring eyes, and I think there's like a little sort of uncharacteristic smile on her face.
Perfect.
Real creepy.
Perfect. But Sunny, again, she is an elf. She is very slight.
Yes. I scoop her.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 18 to grab a rope.
Perfect. Boxy, after that lucky roll there, what is it now?
18.
Perfect.
Acrobatics.
Mm-hmm. Boxy, you can tell the rope is coming, and you're kind of like up on tippy toes and can't reach it. And you see Gakota upside down on the deck, clearly freaks out, and the Deciduon drops down like 10 feet closer for you to reach the rope.
Thank you.
As you shimmy up, Torvin, acrobatics or athletics?
I got a 26 on acrobatics. I want, if I can help the gift in any way,
Yeah.
grab ropes as well.
Perfect. We'll come back to that in just a second. Riddle, what'd you get?
I got a 17.
Perfect. You see, out from down in the hold, you see 4 total GIF, including the ones that you all were fighting, come running out. And they move surprisingly quickly when they want to, and they're actually very good sailors. As you all are shimmying up the ropes, they just kind of like wrap their arms around it and kind of like swing as the Deciduon pulls away, and you see the Canary comes through and just shatters this nautiloid into fragments in space. And the Deciduon pulls off hard to the side, and the moment you all are on the deck, you feel as you jump back into Wildspace outside of their gravity well.
Yay! I shimmy down a little bit so I can get a little bit lower to the GIF. Hey, hi. I'm Boxy.
That just packed quite a powerful punch back there, madam. Sorry, we couldn't really control ourselves there. You know, otherwise it would have been ungentlemanly to open fire on a lady such as yourself. Please accept our firmest apologies.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't blame you. Hold on tight.
Yes, we don't blame you for our kinsmen you slayed. They died in battle. It's fine. That's how they lived, you know. It's how they would have wanted. Died with the boots on. Yeah.
You seem like you're in the need of gainful employment. We actually are a pirate ship, and we could use some more deckhands. Also, I'll be needing the bullets that are inside of you.
Well, I mean, I don't know that we're cut out for a life of piracy, but perhaps we could serve aboard for a time to, thank you for freeing us from bondage or being meals, I suppose. And we could work something out, I think.
It's not really piracy. It's kind of like a little P on the piracy. It's just that we are alleviating other people that have content that we should probably have had ourselves.
Wait, isn't little P piracy privateering?
Yeah, sure. That's if you think of us as everyone on this ship as an empire unto itself. Every place that we steal from is privateering. So yes, you're right. We're not even pirates. We're just privateers for ourselves.
We've discussed it amongst ourselves, and we'll agree on one condition. That bugbear girl has to train us all. She's incredible.
I thought it was going to be marbles. But yes, absolutely. She's fantastic. She's wicked good with bullets, despite not ever firing a gun.
Well, then, aye, Captain. And he holds out his giant ham-like GIF hand to shake yours.
Is everyone still hanging from the ropes? You
made it back to the deck
okay.
before the ship jumped.
But there's like a gravity shift, right? We're like, once we're climbing and then suddenly we have to like shimmy down, right? Like,
doesn't really make sense. Actually, it's still you come head first to the deck, but never fall. Actually, that's where you're like,
we get to the deck, but butts up.
And it's there's a weird moment where like our hair was like this, and then it's slowly like the other way. Yeah.
I think Riddle is still in a trash can. So as Riddle,
a trash can dangling from the rope.
As gravity takes hold, this upside down trash can crashes down onto the deck and rolls a couple of feet, and then turns itself upright. I know that these gifts are our friends now, but like I kind of really want that grenade still.
Yeah. You know what? Here, give me a sleight of hand.
And then Boxy says very loudly, and Torvin said that every person that joins our crew has to give me 1 hair. And she starts going around collecting.
They don't have many. They got those little hippo hairs, but I mean, they do allow you to pluck. What was that sleight of hand, Riddle?
That's a dirty 20.
What I will say is you managed to lift those 2 grenades that were remaining on the ones that were down on the deck.
Okay.
So you would have 2, whether or not you want to give 1 to Boxy. You could both have 1, or you could keep both.
Boxy.
Huh?
Throws the grenade towards Boxy a few feet.
Wait, what?
No, I didn't pull the pin out of it.
Pull the pin. She didn't pull the pin.
I know, you're like, think fast.
Potato.
Madness aboard this vessel. Those are not toys, young trash can robot.
Let's start with aggressive tryouts.
Boxy catches it and goes, "For me? Thank you, Riddle." And she starts gnawing on it a little bit. "Oh, this is really good stuff." And then she puts it in her pocket.
Boxy, it is at this point that you notice that Gospel is laying on the deck of the ship, oddly grinning at nothing in particular, with a gigantic gash down the front of her forehead from where the beak bit into her head but did not crack her skull. But she's just laying there.
Oh, hey, Gospel, you don't look too good. May I use Revivify?
Well, she's not dead.
She's not dead.
Yeah, she's just unconscious.
I'm sorry.
As a grave cleric, again, when somebody's at 0, you automatically heal the max. So probably for the cost of a 2nd level spell, you pretty much have her back up to almost full. So for you, a level 2 cure wounds is going to be 2d8 plus 4, so be 20 points you automatically give back.
Yay! So Boxy runs over to Gospel and just kind of peeks over her, like, "Hey, pale lady, Gospel, okay, Gospel." And she starts dancing around her, and she goes, "Gospel, I'll save you from the hostiles." And then she slaps her in the face with her tiny bear or her bunny.
The one that was attached to me.
Gospel,
the blood.
For the first time in your life, you were truly one with the void. Time and space were meaningless. Were you there for minutes, or were you there for centuries? Even you don't know. But you're awake again on the deck of the ship.
Oh, you should have seen it. Oh,
Huh?
you know, I always believed that it was supposed to be that you didn't have any feeling and that was the most like the void, but I've never been more scared in my life. And that was the moment when I really felt it. Wow, that was amazing.
That sounds incredible, Gospel. But I'm so glad that you're back.
Oh, yes, thank you. Boxy, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, you really would be an amazing addition to the Children of the Void.
Oh, I like children. They're fun if I can have friends.
Yeah, so...
Gakota flies down and lands on your shoulder and is like,
So do you want to come back with me?
No, it's okay. I should probably go put this wound on someone's bullet hole or wound hole or something. Okay, bye. And then Boxy runs off.
We can keep talking about
it.
I walk by and I pat Gospel on the back. Good job not getting your brain in. That was very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, Torvin, you know, like, she should have been dead to rights. Like, I mean, it's a wrap. Like, literally. Like, she should be dead, and yet somehow isn't.
The power of the void is undeniable.
I think I can deny it. And I keep walking.
Torvin, come here, Torvin.
Yes, Boxy.
Sunny would like to head down to Kaiho and just see how he's doing, and yeah.
When you get down there, he is absolutely drenched in sweat. Right. His hair is like collapsed and is all matted against him. And he like looks and he's like, You're okay. Everyone's fine, right?
Yeah, we're all okay.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
I don't know. I feel like we had him on the ropes. Like,
apparently more than on the ropes. And you see, he stands up and stands up very haltingly, and he's like, "Oh, I've got arms and legs. That's weird. Weird arms and legs. Okay, right, good. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You've faced a Mindflayer now. You understand now.
Yeah, I understand it could have been bad.
There's legions of them, and they're all connected. Everything that one saw, everyone that one knows, they all know now. They will not forget your face.
Oh, I see. Okay. I start to, I get out my hairbrush that I keep with me and start sort of brushing all of that icky, air residue that was on me.
Very humid. Yes. That's
So I start sort of brushing that out. And of course now there is a little bit of blood and things in there, matted in there. And I start cleaning that off. And I'll even, you notice I lick at it a little bit to help sort of clean it. And then I notice what I'm doing and stop. And I go, okay, well, what should I do, Kaiho? Should I change my face? I like my face. I've got a great face.
No, it's a great face. No, clearly. No. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what I do. And he leans close and motions for you to come down slightly. Because again, he's 7 feet tall, right. But you're still taller than him.
9 feet tall.
Yeah. If you're counting, whatever. He leans in and he says, if they're going to remember my face, I just make sure they're terrified of it. Calls up the fist to fist bump.
Yeah, fist to fist. She bumps and she's like, you tell anyone about this, I will deny it.
Let's go see Glory home safely, shall we? Some time passes on board the ship again.
Long rest?
Again, yeah. Again, difficult to say. Was it a long rest? You just were in the bed for a time and then are awake again. You're like, I don't know.
I feel like Tormund would just walked by where they had this very intimate, intimidating, dramatic moment. I'm just like, Silk doesn't breathe.
Yes, you all have some time on the ship. You get a meal in your belly and some rest until you gather again down in the hold where the teleportation circles are. And this time, Kaiho is there with Morel St. Pre in handcuffs. And he looks at you, Gospel, and he's like, so, I've contacted Vima. Just hand this man over to her. She'll take care of the rest and make a generous donation to the Church of the Void.
I thought he was going to be the generous donation to the Church of the Void.
He absolutely can be the generous donation to the Church of the Void. And he's like, no, I'm worth much more as a ransom. And he's like, no, that's enough of that. Quiet. And he does tie his mouth shut. And just kind of pushes him towards you.
I pat his back comfortingly. You will enjoy the nothingness of the void.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's better than you deserve.
People keep responding as though that is a threat, but it is...
You just sound a little menacing. Gospel. I'd like to think this makes us friends, right?
I suppose there's no reason to say no.
Well, we look out for our friends, so hopefully our paths will cross again, but please don't tell anybody about the, and he motions towards the skull map.
Oh, certainly.
Well, anyone else have any words for Gospel before we deliver her safely hence?
Would anyone like to become a supplicant of the void? You have seen the power it commands.
No, thank you. Have a good day, though. We appreciate your help. And again, very impressive melting that Mindflayer thing into just a pile of fat and goo.
I wish I'd seen it.
Anytime you want to come back, you let us know.
Yeah, Sunny will step forward and be like, so not into the cult thing, but you're pretty rad. And I'll do the fist bump thing that Kaiho taught me.
I just sort of hold up my hand. I don't really understand the interaction. But I mirror you.
Yeah, and then I'll move forward, and it's just a really slow,
Yeah. Yes, we call those knucks amongst the Githyanki. Yes.
If you're feeling quite radly. Yeah.
That is true, yes.
Yeah. That I'll explain later.
It doesn't translate. It sounds much cooler in Githyanki. That's right.
Got it. Boxy comes over to Gospel, stands right in front of her and yanks at her dress.
Yes.
Hey, remember when you were super in trouble and I helped you?
Yes.
I just want to say it was nice meeting you and come on. You gotta give me something.
I hold out my fist.
No. Like you gotta give me something for
What do you want?
like your hair, maybe some of your blood.
Oh, sure.
Like
She'll pull out a very long white strand of hair and kind of coil it in your hand.
Thank you. Okay, take care. Love you, bye. And she runs off and hides behind Sunny.
We will, if we meet again, we will discuss further.
Yeah.
Kaiho sort of leans down towards you, Gospel, and says, honest to the God's truth, I don't know what she's doing with all these things, but I do think eventually she'll be able to bring you back to life with it, so that's something, right?
That sounds wonderful.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Riddle, would you like to say goodbye to the nice void lady?
Yeah, I think Riddle kind of identifies with Gospel because of Gospel's sort of like stilted, stoic demeanor, and like Riddle, still in trash can form, like rolls up to Gospel and like holds out, like this little arm grows from the side of the trash can and like holds out a fist.
Gospel very slowly fist bumps it, believing that's the way that it works. Solemnly.
Then you see these like two little eyes poke out from underneath the trash can lid and blink and say, it was really nice meeting you. You're really cool. And I like voids, but the only voids that are on me are my expansion ports, and those are reserved for other upgrades. So I'm good on voids for the time being. But I hope to adventure with you soon.
Yes, perhaps in the future.
Gospel, give me a perception check.
A perception check? Mm-hmm. That's a natural 1.
Way to finish strong. Torvin, you give me a perception check also.
You're not getting better than the one from me.
Statistically speaking, that would be anomalous, but it's not improbable, not impossible.
7. Yeah. It's like a 1, but it's a little bit longer.
Torvin, it is down to you to say your goodbyes to your astral elf sister here.
I don't know what the whole void thing is that you're doing, and
I would love to tell you more.
Yeah, I'd love not to know though, but we're always happy to have you back. You survived a lot of things, and I'm glad you got to connect with your void thing. But best not to speak too much about all of this.
As you can see, I am not a chatterbox.
That's good. Don't be so eager to slip into the void just yet. It's where I came from. Good luck.
I suddenly have a lot more questions to ask you.
Bye-bye, have a good day.
Hear thunderous running down the hallway. Boom, 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 boom. And one of the GIF bursts into the room. And, it is one of the two that was in the room with the Mindflayer. And he goes, excuse me, madam, I was told that you were taking supplicants to the void.
Yes.
He drops down to one knee and holds his musket up in front of you, and he's like, I watched that Mindflayer consume countless brains. I don't know how you survived, but please take me, teach me, make use of me.
I'm gonna put one hand onto his big hippo forehead, and I'm gonna say, nothingness is peace. And then I'll take his giant hand and raise him to his feet.
Oh, you've lifted me like morale. Yes, you see, Kaiho just hits the switch, and you see the teleportation circle light up, and he just says, until next time, ma'am.
I bow my head. I have Moral's handcuffed hands in one hand and the gifts in the other.
I did not embrace the vote. The teleportation lights up, and they are gone.
Hey.
And that is a good place for us to stop. Thank you,
everyone.
Ginny, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I love gospel so much.
I need you to know, I would have had that mind flare eat you. 3
Oh,
out of
yeah.
5.
Oh, I don't
3 out
doubt
of
it.
5. The void heard your call and answered. Yeah.
Thanks for your hair.
Ginny,
Yeah.
gospel and you like instantly fit in. That was like amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yay.
So creepy. Ugh.
Absolutely. So thank you for playing. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week for who knows what's waiting for us out in Wildspace. So my associates, Ignar and Myrtle, they will be accompanying you here. You get to the destination, you crack open the thing, you read the thing, you do the thing says, you come back, I gives you some money. Is that good, yeah?